as a brand influencer, what is important and imperative to a brand?
Depends on the brand.
What do you mean?
So different brands are going to have different goals. Different brands are going to have different target markets, different audiences that they're trying to touch. Or some brands might just want brand awareness. So it just depends on the brand.
So what is your brand, Josie?
Me? Well, I pretty much do everything.
Oh, okay.
So I pretty try to involve myself with everything, so I don't just...
So you don't have a brand. All right, that makes sense. You just do everything.
She's like fashion.
Yeah.
It's fashion.
Influencer-wise, I would say she's a fashion.
So when you say fashion, are you talking Fashion Nova or are you talking you create your own styles?
Well, obviously, you work with brands and then you just promote them.
So what brands do you work with right now?
Well, I did work with Fashion Nova, but I stopped just because I started looking at other people's brand and I was like, wait, what's more of me? Because I always look at material-wise, so I was like, oh,
so what brand is more of you? Talking to Josie is like the FBI question. People like, it took me 5 minutes to learn her last name. She still hasn't told me her Instagram, which everyone knows but me. I mean, I feel like
how many followers
this is an interrogation.
Right.
Dude, I don't even know. I haven't even checked.
You haven't checked your followers because you have that many followers where you just don't even check?
I think she's at
I don't, because I'm more okay into the real life. I don't get just so distracted on social media.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
No, yeah, distracted on social media.
I'm more into Twitter now.
Twitter's
I'm learning how to use it.
Hold on, is Twitter, do you feel like there's a huge disconnect, between Twitter and Instagram? It's like Instagram
Absolutely.
more influence worthy than Twitter?
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't have any brands that are like, hey, can you put us on your Twitter?
So Twitter's done.
I wouldn't say it's a dub, but I would say brands, it's not an important thing. It's not a priority.
So why did you move to Twitter, Jose?
Because everyone said that you get more known there for some reason, because they always put viral stuff or funny stuff.
Oh, you can put better videos on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's for real.
That's why. So I was just like, oh, okay. But I honestly just started because everybody shares their life story. So I was just like, I want to know how you do that, because I'm not a type of person to share my life story just like that.
Yeah, I've noticed. I was like, hey, what's your name? What's your name? okay. Let's try this again. You're on the show. It's a public platform for other people. Mm-hmm. They're going to want to know things about you. So,
that's true.
So let's get to know a little bit about each of you. And of course, you have projects coming out.
Yes.
What are these projects?
So I have a summer project coming out.
Okay, Miss Bougie.
Gonna be no.
Oh, I have a summer project coming out. Okay, you're different now. Okay, Drake, summer 16. Right? Okay.
In my defense, I didn't plan that.
Oh, okay.
Like my kind of manager did.
If I listen to this album and it's like, welcome to the summer project, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay.
Just for you, I'm gonna make that the intro.
That should be the drop. That should be a drop.
Maybe you could do the drop.
What's up? I'm an influencer now. I'm influencing. What's up now, Josie? You have competition. And what's this project called, though?
This one, I don't know the name yet. We originally started working on a lower tempo R&B project, and that one will be called Radical Departure.
Radical Departure?
Wow.
Okay, let's start some. I guess the revolution will be televised after all. Radical Departure. So what kind of music would you say you make?
I make all kinds of music, but I try to make music that will positively impact people or make them think.
All types of music? So you make banjo music?
Not banjo music,
okay,
but if I
violin,
wake up,
opera?
No, I mean, I'm open.
Polka?
I'm just kidding. No.
Okay, I just want to understand, when people say they like all types of music, I'm like, okay, you do realize that these are also genres of music. In fact, many of them have their own Grammy. So what genre of music do you feel your music fills?
I do R&B and soul, but if I wake up one day and I feel like being an artist and not staying in the box that everybody tries to keep me in, I might just make a rock song.
Hey,
it's just however I feel.
It worked for Lil Nas X, that country song.
Who?
You don't know who Lil Nas X is?
No.
So you're missing out on the hit.
Sorry, no offense on it. I just
Lil Nas X. Hold on, let me pull up.
Naive.
What?
He said what?
You don't know Old Town? He's got that
in the
song.
most humble way possible.
his Old Town Road, and then Billy Ray Cyrus got on the remix, and it became a huge hit.
Oh, that one that keeps playing.
You know
Can't
who
tell
that
me
is?
nothing.
Girl, it's been playing everywhere.
Everywhere, exactly.
Everywhere.
I'm late. I've been busy working.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, pressing on nails and stuff.
Okay, so busy because your nails do look fabulous. Let's find a little more about you. We play a game here, either or, and I'll explain the rules. People have a hard time with these rules, but I'm going to try to explain the rules.
Okay.
We ask you questions, and by we, I mean me. George isn't here. We ask you questions, and you can choose either or. We strongly encourage you. We do not do anything without the consent of anyone. So we encourage you to choose either or. Now, you may or may not be psychoanalyzed based on your answer, and the answer is up for your interpretation.
I appreciate the disclosure.
Well, that's how it
I'm
works.
like, what?
Yeah. Okay, first question. Trees or grass?
Trees.
Grass.
Interesting. Grass, that's a great answer. Trees, ooh, great answer. Says a lot about you. Trees is growth. Trees are accessories, and you probably like accessories even when you like the outfit is important, but the accessories can be more important. Trees are also a hint of nature, right? Grass can mean freedom. Grass can mean you don't like people telling you what to do. You like to be able to run
Like,
wild. Grass also can mean you have Latin roots. Whatever. The point is, yo, hey,
That's funny.
yo.
I don't like people telling me what to
But that's
do.
real. Freedom. So growth,
Facts.
roots,
Facts.
strong foundation,
Facts.
freedom, running wild, being able to be in that open field that goes on forever, going in any direction that you choose. Plus Mexican. All right, so let's go to the next one.
Damn.
Hey, I don't write the rules. I just read them, okay? I just read them. Second either or. Okay, and this one's important. Tupac or Biggie?
Ooh,
That one's rough.
I know.
Yeah.
They're both so good.
Yeah. Either or is the name of the game.
I
So
gotta say Pac.
Tupac. Okay, interesting.
Can I choose both?
So this game we play is called Either Or, and the concept of the game, like I said, a lot of people have trouble with the rules. The rule is a very simple one: either or, because it's a tough decision. That's what makes it fun.
No. Okay, then. I guess I'll just choose Tupac just because he's from here.
Okay. Are you from LA?
Yeah.
Okay. Em, are you from LA? Where are you from?
I'm from San Diego.
San Diego, LA. Okay, so close enough.
Down the freeway.
No, it's like, yo, you're in the proximity. You're in the proximity. Okay. Well, Tupac represents, first of all, he's an icon. He's legendary status. Plus, also, if you're from the West Coast, Tupac is immortalized as the rap god. Like, that's how it works. It's just like you wouldn't get away with defacing a Nipsey Hussle mural in LA anytime soon. That might be a death sentence. Tupac is, but I could see the struggle, and that would mean that you guys also have a sense of musical integrity in how rhyme and wordplay works. And so it was very good. It's Tupac. Tupac also is a strong revolutionary.
Who do you choose?
Who would I choose? Yeah, I choose both. So,
Oh my
so
goodness,
look,
that's
hey,
what
I'm
you're
not playing the
breaking your
game.
own rules.
I'm not playing the
You're supposed to
game.
lead by example.
I'm not playing the game. You are playing the game. Okay?
You're involved in it.
I'm not
so
playing the
therefore
game.
You are kind of.
You can't
playing
make
it.
a decision like that. What is wrong with you? You guys are monsters.
I am involved. in
Monsters.
Every question that you ask us,
You're
you're now a
involved.
part of.
Yo, is that how it works?
Pretty much.
Yeah. If I had to choose between Biggie and Tupac, the person who I would like, who I personally like the most is probably Biggie, but I could understand Tupac as a rap idol and icon.
Okay.
So, last question: dress or jeans?
Jeans.
Dress.
So,
Okay.
so jeans from M and dress from Josie.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. Well, jeans
Yep.
means that you can possibly be a bit of a tomboy, that you have you like to be on the go, that you prefer to be a little logical and more down to earth, and you like sensible answers. You don't need or like beating around the bush, getting down to business. Josie, dress is a fine way of refinement. It's to dress up. It makes you feel sexy and dressy, and you don't do it for anyone else but yourself.
No.
Also,
I like how it shows the curves.
Yeah.
And how it sticks onto women.
Yeah,
I always compliment everyone if it looks nice.
Yeah, the sexy. Yeah.
And then I don't like wearing underwear, so therefore it's better for me.
Well, that's a real thing. I mean, you know what? You say that, but I've always been like,
I don't.
Like, there's only like fine reasons why girls wear underwear. Mostly, it's not like you have like, well, most women, some women do, but most women don't have a penis that just flops around.
Yeah.
So
Most women. Keyword most.
Yeah, I said most.
That's
you know what I'm saying? I'm open-minded over here. Let's play Crush. So what it is we love to ask you a crush each and every week, where we want to know, we pick a topic of crush, and we want to know this crush. What's the favorite TV show a guy watches? Crush. So it's like a TV show that if a guy was like, oh, I love this show, it would like be like, this is a crush. That's cute. I find that attractive. Game of Thrones. That's a real one. Especially right now. Arya, we love you.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't really watch TV like that.
Yeah. But it could be a TV throughout any history of time of your life.
Avengers. The movie.
The movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the new one?
No, I'm going to see it today.
Sheesh,
So
you're
don't
missing
burn
out.
it.
You're missing
so
out.
Don't burn it.
Honestly,
I heard it was 3 hours long. That's why.
And it's worth it.
I heard it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I know. I heard
Whoever
some
said
people
it wasn't worth it is just they're haters.
I heard
like
multiple reviews.
No,
that it was
it's not about the review. I'm telling you right now, everyone thinks everything could have been better. But if all the Avengers died tomorrow, everyone would be like, "Oh my God, they were the best team on the planet." We need. Oh my, no one was better than Avengers.
So then it's a good movie then.
Yo,
Yeah.
So
all
for
I'm
sure,
saying
I'm
is
looking
it's
up to
definitely look. This is what makes a good movie is if it makes you feel just like a good song. If you listen to a song and just because it's fun,
you
that's
vibe
great.
with it?
But it's a feel like if you leave feeling some type of way, like you literally it changes your mood or affects you. That's what makes a good movie, and I promise you it will affect.
That is
you.
true.
Just watch the movie, and you'll be like,
I'm gonna watch it
this is
today,
strong.
so
Good.
just don't throw anything.
You
out
know
there.
what ruins that movie is when it's too many people and they're all like when people are like cheering, it's like, shut up, John. I'm trying to. Now I just missed what Thor said, bruh. Thor killed himself, and I don't know why because John was clapping for the last scene that happened. Like it's real. Like I hate when people are so extra. Like if I'm watching something, I need you not to like
Speak.
We
Just
need
be
to
quiet
not
and
have a
that's it.
conversation right
I'm the
now.
same. I'm the hater in the movie theater that'll be like, shh.
Yeah, I need shh. I don't want, especially when people are there and they're like, oh, who's that? If you don't know who that is, why are you here? Why are you here? We
Why
have
are you
Google.
watching this?
Go home, study, read up, come back. Like if I'm watching a movie, like even if we're at my crib and we're watching movies, I need you to watch the movie. I need you to understand what's. Oh no! Why are you on my neck, bitch? I need to fucking.
Now, if you're on a
I
date,
need to watch this movie right now.
if you're on a date and a girl does that, is that a deal breaker for you?
Yo, no, it's not about look. It depends on. It also depends on what. No. Listen. This is my deal breaker. 3 things. Number 1, if you don't enjoy something as much as I feel like you should be enjoying this right now.
Oh no.
Yo, and I'm saying like this because it's only good stuff. It's not regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like greatness. If you don't enjoy, if you don't understand greatness, I can't even be with. I'm trying to create greatness here. If
But
you
what
don't
if
understand,
your perspective of greatness is different
but
than hers?
I
That's
need
true.
you to have a perspective. So I'm not saying you have to like it. What I'm saying is if you don't like it, you have to know why. I need
explanation.
I need a conversation. It's not like, oh, I don't know. Drake
Oh, I
sucks.
hate that.
Drake sucks. We're done. Drake sucks. We're done. Sucks? No. Your cousin Jerome, little Jerome Soldier, that nigga sucks. I need explanation for why you think Drake sucks. Like you need to explain it to me so we have a conversation. It's not just I don't know.
He needs
Kobe sucks. Kobe sucks. Nah.
You don't have to give an explanation.
Obviously, you know what I'm saying.
I'm the same way too. You have
Yeah.
to give me a reason
Especially
why you
when
don't
it's
like
greatness.
something or why you are the way
When
you
it's
are.
greatness, don't tell me LeBron sucks. Don't give me. I don't think you know what the word sucks means. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
LeBron sucks? No.
So you're a very analytical thinker, I could tell.
I mean, I just think. I like thinking.
Is that like one of your favorite players?
Yeah. Who? No, it's not about. I don't have favorites.
Oh.
I don't have favorites. I'm a fan of greatness. So when I see greatness, I respect it. So it's not like for example, I don't listen to country music, but I know Garth Brooks is great. It's not my genre of music that I listen to. But if someone, like, I would never say Garth Brooks sucks or Metallica sucks just because it's not something that I aptly or always listen to. I know that they're great. And I actually like a lot of their stuff. It's not something I listen to all the time. Don't tell me something that's big time sucks. Bust Down Tatiana is amazing. Okay? It's an amazing song. It went super viral and popular for a reason. I need to know how I can get in. So greatness, that's what I need. I need greatness in my life. Okay? So like, for example, I think if I was talking to a girl and she watched Sabrina on Netflix, I might be like, oh.
You like Sabrina?
On Netflix?
On Netflix.
I'm a 14-year-old girl when it comes to TV stuff.
Damn.
I don't care.
You?
I like stuff what I like. I don't care.
You know what? What's funny is like everybody I know that watches that show is a guy.
That's because that show it's amazing.
Is it?
I love Sabrina on Netflix.
I was talking to somebody actually last night about it, and they said every time they watch it, they have to like, go repent and read the Bible for 30 minutes.
Repent and read the Bible?
Yes.
That's... Oh my
That's
God.
a little too far.
No. It's not too far at all. I said only 30 minutes. No, it's like 2 hours. It's not. Listen, I put the subtitles on. I've summoned the devil 4 times because I read it. And then
What?
And one time I was just levitating when I woke up in the middle of the night. My head started spinning. I had to sacrifice a goat. Yo, it is satanic as fuck. Like, that show is amazing. It's so good. It's so good. Popping or stopping. Every week we pick a trend that men do, and we want to know your expert female opinion on. Should we pop, like it's good, or stop and get rid of it? Piercings. And when I say piercings, I don't just mean earrings. Excessive piercings, like nose ring, eyebrow ring, the gauges in the ears,
No.
penis.
I just think that's a little too girly.
What's the most girly ring a guy could have? What if a guy was great, but he had a belly button ring?
That's a no.
Okay, yeah, no.
That's a no.
Would you have to let go? Would you have to let go?
I would have to let go.
I have my
Let go.
belly button pierced.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Let's
but
see.
I just wanted to say,
Like, let's see.
bust down, Tatiana.
Right.
I just wanted to know.
I'm going to question
Yo.
you right now.
One time.
Why? Why is piercings not an attractive feature?
I like piercings. I like neck tattoos, but I also like corporate friendly. I like them all.
See, I just don't like them in the face because I just look at people's features and that's how I like you, just more natural. I just can't be having so much things in the face, and then it just takes away from that.
Yeah,
I get bored easy, so the more you got going on,
the
more I have
better.
to look at.
Oh, is that what happens?
man.
Well, why don't you
Like
find
that.
someone with the intellectual capacity, and then maybe
No, you have to stimulate me intellectually in order to catch me anyway.
yeah. So you're sitting there like, oh yeah, this conversation sucks, but that neck art though.
Right.
Yo, is that a falcon?
Right.
Like, oh shit, I didn't even notice the falcon.
Right. As soon as my ADD kicks in, when
Is that what
when
it
you
is?
start talking and you get boring,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
other things going for you. You
Is
know
that
what I'm saying?
what it
There's
is?
something shiny on your face, catches my attention.
I can understand that.
Keeps me locked in.
But in general, so you like piercings or not like piercings?
It depends on what it is.
So what is the piercing that you ultimately hate?
Hate?
Nose ring?
I like nose rings. I actually have my nose pierced.
Yeah, but on a guy.
My ex has his nose pierced.
Yeah.
I like
What if he had a nose pierce and it was like connected to his lip pierce?
I don't do lip piercings.
Oh, you don't like lip
No.
piercing?
No, because that hole stays forever and it's just never cute. And I'm not into lip piercings.
Lip piercings is out.
But I think the grossest piercing for me on a guy is a belly button ring. I've never seen that. Like a nipple ring might be a little like weird, but then I might be kind of into
I've always wanted to know, like, how big is your nipples, my dude? Like,
never-
how big is your nipple that you're getting just like a bar in your nipple? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have those little monkey finger, pinky
when
finger
you think
nipples? Like,
But men's nipples are really pointless anyway. Like,
They
why
are,
do you guys
yeah.
have nipples?
I know.
Anyway? Like, I read a book on that. It was like,
yeah. Why do men have nipples? That was a book.
Did you read it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, by, I think her name's Dr. Brizendine or something. It's a good book.
It is. It's a good book.
But yeah, like, why do you guys have nipples? It's pointless.
Yeah. You read books? Oh, my God. Hi.
I do.
He said hi.
Right.
So piercings, popping or stopping, Joes?
Pop.
All right. So you're popping piercings as long as it's not a belly button ring.
Yeah, I like them hideable though, so I could bring you into. A
No.
meeting.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no. The ears is fine, but more than that, no. I just don't do
more
that.
than that, no. I understand that. So each week we get a question from the listener. Listeners, listen, because we get some hate emails from people who are like, I send in an email every week and you've never asked. Look, that's not how it works. We just choose. It's at random.
Aww.
And we pick, and we appreciate all of you who put in the effort to email us. We will do our best. Email us your questions at imperfectgshow@gmail.com. This week, our question comes from, and everyone's encouraged to write an anonymous name. This week, our question comes from Beyond Say What You Want About Me.
Wow. What a creative name.
Beyond Say What You Want About Me writes, I love your guys' show. I've been to a couple of comedy shows and Tehran is amazing. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. I always see him on TV. I miss George. Black coffee looks like it will be big. Thank you for having the show. My question is about me. I don't.
So cute.
That is very cute.
That is great.
I don't always show it or look it, but I am a very kinky person.
Wow.
I have always wanted to have a threesome.
Wow.
I've always wanted to be with a girl for a night. I want to do a lot of crazy sexual things and experiment, but I do not want my boyfriend to think I'm a hoe. Well, that's real too. I told a guy once and then he treated me different. Am I a hoe? ? Can I ever tell a guy?
I feel like honesty is everything. If a guy is not going to accept you for the way you are, you shouldn't even be with him. That's how I think. Because I'm super blunt about things. And if you don't like the way I am, then there's another door that you can go somewhere else. But I wouldn't think a hoe.
So shall I step into preacher mode? Or
I mean, please, no, I want to hear what you have to say.
I don't believe in fornication, one, off top. Oh, I don't believe in fornication, one, off top.
So you just think everyone should be celibate for life? Oh, okay.
No, until they're married. However,
I mean, if you don't believe in fornication at all.
I mean, I don't. I feel like it's a dangerous place to be with somebody that you're not going to spend the rest of your life with.
Okay.
Period. And I feel like that's a big issue with this generation and why we're getting married later in life. Like, I think it's our marriage percentage has gone down 60%. In comparison.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
that is true.
But to be very fair, two things. First of all, marriage is a very new institution when it comes to human nature anthropologically. Second of all, also the economic factor of marriage is what makes the marriage later in life component true. As we find in any society, when economics depletes, we see a lack or a distance in marriage.
This is where me and you will have fun.
She's about to disagree.
I don't know, because I don't disagree. I think we've turned marriage into a business, and it goes a lot deeper into the whole.
Marriage is a business,
right? However, to most people, it's a business.
No.
But,
in general, people are business.
But I don't necessarily believe in the conventional way of marriage. Like,
Sure.
I believe in a vow exchange before God. Like, that's my thing. Like, I don't necessarily believe in the paperwork. I don't necessarily believe in oh, we're married, so we're gonna go get a discount on taxes. Like, I don't believe in that. I
Sure.
believe that that's that's so surface level. That's really not
So
what
you
it's
never
supposed to
want to
be
get
about.
married?
I do.
Okay, where do people get married?
Depends on what your beliefs are.
Like what typically?
I mean, in a courthouse, in a church,
Only place you can get married is in a courthouse.
I mean, not necessarily.
It's a contract. Exactly. Legally.
Yes.
So yo, right
like,
now,
no.
Martin be like, do you say I do? And you and I say I do, and we're married technically under your, it just doesn't
if you
matter.
do it before God.
Well,
that's
God
different
is
to me.
everywhere. So
God is everywhere.
Everywhere you do something is before God.
But technically, to do it before God, I don't necessarily have to go to a judge.
No one thinks you have to technically go do it before a judge. A judge is only there
the
to
law
validate your marriage. It has nothing to do with God. It specifically is a business arrangement. So that's why you get tax breaks, just like any corporation would.
And I understand that aspect of it, but that's not necessarily why I would want to get married. And I don't necessarily agree with that being a good thing about marriage. Like, of course, it's beneficial financially for a couple to get married, whatever. But I feel like that actually takes
It's actually
away.
not beneficial, which is why you get tax breaks. But go on.
But you feel me, though.
Yeah,
like, there's
100%.
certain benefits
I'm
to
not-
tax break.
I'm not being-
there's certain benefits
Sure.
to marriage.
No. Tax breaks,
yeah.
100%. There's some.
But I feel like that takes away from the actual, meaningfulness behind it. The
So why do you think
spiritual
marriage
aspect
is
of
so
marriage.
meaningful?
A lot of reasons.
Name 3.
I mean, let's look at Coachella
Okay.
and the STD breakout.
The herpes breakout. Sure.
What was it? 11,000 people was a couple days
1,100.
ago. I had an article that said 11,250 new cases every day.
Yeah, those statistics are a little bit skewed, but let's go on.
So monogamy,
Look it up.
as long as you guys are both, clean, will keep you clean. One, so you're not gonna have to worry about catching HIV, AIDS. Herpes is another thing you can't get rid of. Whatever else. So there's health benefits to being monogamous. But there's also the spiritual aspect of things. When you're bonded on a spiritual level with one person, there's a certain kind of chemistry and connection that you will have with that one person forever that will continuously grow if you guys do not defile that.
Sure.
So, and I think everybody in their core wants that. But I think there's so much going on, especially in the digital age that we're in now, that is keeping us away from accomplishing those things. So, yeah, but there's so many reasons. I could go on and on about why I believe in marriage.
No, I understand. So it's 1,100 and with 200.
So it's not 11,000.
Yeah, 11,000 is a little excessive. It's a bit
That's
excessive.
why I was like, oh my gosh, my article that I have on my phone says 11,000.
I would love to see that article. Let's bring up the 11,000. That's a bit excessive. 250 cases a day.
250 cases a day.
Sure, and then
Intense.
that's the thing. Because then it would take 44 days for it to hit 11,000 mathematically. That's the only.
Well, I think it was like, I don't know.
Like just everyone just being at Coachella got herpes.
Yeah, that's the way the article made it look.
Yeah, that's not how herpes works either.
Is it not how herpes works?
You know how microphones work though? Maybe. Oh,
You know what?
Never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
No,
and I'm an
herpes
artist.
doesn't-
I should know
Herpes
this.
doesn't work that way, but microphones work by contact.
Hold on, I'm
That's
going to
scary.
send you this herpes.
Did you go to
thing.
Coachella?
Yeah, I got herpes. I was
Dang.
ground zero. I went
was
out
like,
there
whoa.
and I had herpes, and I was like, oh, guess what we're doing this weekend? 11,000 bitches getting herpes, and I was just out in these streets.
Insane.
No, I didn't go to Coachella. No,
Cases.
no, I didn't go to Coachella.
I said, damn.
No, and
Oh,
no,
I
I
DM'd
don't
it.
have herpes.
That's why I can't find it.
Oh,
Sorry,
you
hold on.
DM? You
I
slid
DM'd it to
into
somebody.
someone's DM?
I did.
You slid
I
the
was like,
herpes?
oh my gosh,
they
look
were
at
like,
this.
yo, what's up? What's your name? And you were like, herpes epidemic.
Right.
That's your response? That was your response? That was
It could be.
very that was
That's
very
something
bold.
that I would do though.
It sounds
Yeah.
like something you would
Yeah,
do.
I would do
I just feel like
I am that girl.
after
like,
this conversation we just had, which I don't necessarily I don't disagree with what you're saying. I want reasons for you saying what you're saying.
No, I totally, and I dig that.
Yeah.
I think that that's awesome.
Yeah.
That you want reasons.
Yeah.
You gotta have, your backup
Yeah.
information. Hold on.
Can we get to this DM? Yeah.
I am
like
looking.
that. She's like,
I mean, we
searching.
have-
How many people did you DM this to?
Give me
Bruh.
one. Hold
Yo.
on. I have multiple accounts, so I don't remember.
You
what
were the
account.
ultimate, like, you ever been like, oh, if you're like making out and then like an AIDS commercial comes on and all of a sudden it becomes awkward?
Yeah,
That's
that girl.
her. That's
I am
M.
that girl.
M is the one who'll show up like, one out of
but-
every 4 people have herpes. 1, 2, 3, 4, buddy, and
I'm
then walk
happy
away.
you know that because
Yeah.
I am that girl. I will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like the only girl in the boys club, and I have them all calling like their thoughts mystery meat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is. It's mystery meat. You don't
Mystery
know what
meat.
you're sticking your meat into. It's like mystery.
Yeah,
meat.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
know
They
where
have
it's been, you
tests.
don't know
You
what
people
it's
can
doing.
have tests. You
But
can
that's afterward.
figure it out. Okay.
And even HIV, like guess what? You don't find out for 6 months because it's got to build up the white blood cells in your system in
kind
order
of,
to be.
yeah.
What you mean?
Kind of medically
What you
speaking,
mean?
because it's not
Kind of.
exact. I mean, sure.
No, I want you to elaborate.
STIs are very funny and interesting things. So we have to understand that infections work on a medical principles and basis and don't work on our personal fears or not. And so yes, for example, HIV is a infectious viral problem that has plagued our communities in general throughout the ages. Is it at bay now? More so than usual. It's a little bit on the rise now, but it's after a long dip. And it's a little bit on the rise simply because of lifestyle changes and, of course, the fact that we've moved on since it was quelled to an extent, that now it isn't as a pertinent a cause. So when you remove something from people's eyes, they tend to forget very easily, which is why we still say things like, look both ways before you cross the street, because unfortunately, without saying that, people really wouldn't look both ways before they cross the street. Did you find this yet or no?
No.
So
He's like, are we still waiting for this?
so we're just gonna go based on logic. But either way, 1,100 or 11,000, it could be 11 million. People shouldn't be getting herpes.
It's really bothering me that I can't find it, though. That's going to drive me
What really bothers me is the fact that things like syphilis and gonorrhea still exist.
Well, you know, there's a new strain of syphilis that cannot be cured by antibiotics anymore. So syphilis, of now,
a
one of the
resistant strain of syphilis.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're just hanging out with syphilis now.
Yeah, you just get syphilis.
That's why you don't dip in the mystery meat.
And you're
you know
going to go
what I'm saying?
crazy.
That's why, you just stay.
Not everyone's mystery meat. Not everyone. There's a girl right now. It's like, oh no. But I just want to let everyone know that the views expressed by our listeners do not reflect us or the show Imperfect Gentlemen. We don't call girls mystery meat.
I'm sorry, I do.
But
I call men mystery meat too. Like, if
you
you're
can
out
get tested.
there, like being ratchet, and you I know. I will say this, there are a lot of men, from what I understand, that are out there just raw dogging.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, a lot.
Raw
That's
dogging.
disgusting.
Yeah.
I can't.
And guess what? That means both y'all got mystery meat. If you're having sex with people and you're not getting tested in between time, guess what? You are mystery meat.
Sure. So let's go back to Beyonce, What You Want About Me, right? And
I know.
Let's make sure. So you're calling her a hoe. You're saying
I'm not calling her
she's
a hoe. Not at all.
Actually, you called her mystery meat. You called her a lot of stuff.
No, you are not mystery meat. To each his own. I'm totally accepting of other people's lifestyles.
So
right?
if you got married, let's say she was married, would that be an acceptable?
I would think I know somebody right now who did that in their marriage, and they are getting divorced because it had a long-term effect. Everything was fun and it was great while they were doing it, and then 6 months later, passive-aggressive behavior started coming out.
Oh wow!
There were certain.
I know someone who did that, and they're still married. Your turn.
Well, good for them.
And guess what? 6 months later,
they have a new one.
Their relationship was renewed, and they found this common experience together, and it was a beautiful experience. And now they have kids.
So what about the girl that was involved or the guy that was involved? What about the third party?
What about the third party?
How did they feel?
You know what? I talked to that person, and they're married too.
Are they?
Now they got married.
Yeah.
Now what?
Okay.
It just depends
to
on the
each his own.
circumstances.
A preference. And your preference is to not engage in any of these behaviors.
I wouldn't. It might work for some people, but
let's say you did got married. Would you,
everybody.
other than a threesome, would you be sexually experimental?
I mean,
other than bringing someone else into your relationship.
If you're your partner.
Well, no, I'm asking Emily. You weren't calling her a hoe. You didn't call her mystery meat one time.
I didn't call her.
I'm asking Miss Mystery Meat.
I did boyfriend,
not call
right?
her
So
a hoe
what's
either.
cheating or anything? She's just
boyfriend or
doing
not, I think those are arbitrary as well.
No, I didn't call her. I didn't call you a hoe. I don't think she's a hoe.
So would you be experimental within the confines of a marriage?
There are ways that only my husband will know me, and I'll say that.
Okay.
And I have reserved certain things specifically for him only.
Okay.
So, why are you smiling like that?
I'm just because it's fun. It's fun. It's an understanding, and I'm good for you. That's a totally good thing. I'm not for or against anything. I'm more of a. Everyone has a preference, and I don't judge people's preferences.
But I do want to talk about
within reason, as long as they don't harm anyone else.
I agree. I do want to talk about Beyonce said.
Beyonce, what you want about me.
Beyonce, what you want about me. So I don't think her expressing her desires should necessarily be a bad thing. I actually agree with Gotti in the sense of if somebody is going to make you.
You're Gotti?
She's Gotti. That's Miss Gotti.
Gotti. Okay.
Mob boss chick.
Yeah,
Gotti,
Okay. Josie, Gotti, did you just throw up fingers? Was that a gang sign? Did you say you love me? I don't exactly understand this.
I'm like,
did
mob
you just
boss.
did you just do the the shocker? I don't understand what you just did. So you're you think that she needs to be honest.
Absolutely. You should definitely be honest about what you want and what you desire. then you will attract or
Sure,
repel.
but what if a guy starts treating her differently because she expresses it this way, and then he treats her as a sexual being instead of an intimate being?
Clearly, they are unequally yoked, and she should probably dub that quick. Because if anybody's disrespecting you, they don't deserve to be in your life.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Facts.
Okay. Well,
it's a cheesy face over here.
Beyonce, what you want about me? Bitch, you need to lie. Let me explain something to you, okay?
How you gonna call
So,
it
yo,
You tell her that.
so listen, mystery meat. Look, I need you to look. I love their advice. You know what I'm saying? Are you in a relationship, Em?
No.
No.
Josie, no. That was a
Just
shady.
because I experienced
Yeah.
my own and I already know what
Yeah.
I should and should not do. And
I
that's
know.
why I say always be honest, because you don't want to be in a relationship.
Did
and
you
you're
lie?
You're lying with each other, and
Did
you're
you
like,
lie?
no. Lie about what?
In a relationship, did you lie?
Did I lie?
Yeah, that sounds like you're. By the way, just repeating the question. Just be like, yeah, I lied. Like you lied. No wonder you think everything's an interrogation.
No,
because you
if
lied.
If me and my ex would break up,
Yo.
then I'd go hang out with my friend. And he'd be like, what were you doing? And I'll just be like, I'm just hanging out with my girlfriend. I'll
your
hang
friend.
out with my friend. But we wouldn't do
Was
anything.
it a guy friend?
Yeah. That's why I didn't
All right,
ever.
so,
but that's
okay,
the only thing. But
okay, we're done.
no.
We're done getting it. We're done getting advice over here. We're done getting advice over here. Yeah, Beyonce, what you want about me? Say what you want about them. Okay, let's have a conversation about that. No, when I say lie, I mean here's the thing: you have to vet your partner. You shouldn't. This shouldn't be the first conversation that you have. You shouldn't even be on. You should feel comfortable whenever you feel comfortable and vet your partner in any way. And I feel that you should, and I'm coming from a guy's perspective, that the guy that takes that wrong is not the guy you want to be with anyway.
That's what we said.
So yeah, but you were like, yeah, this conversation. No, that's not what Miss Mystery Meat over there said.
Obviously, you're
That's
gonna
not
have
what
to
she
take
said.
steps to it. You're not just gonna talk about it right away.
I definitely
Obviously, when
think
you
that
get
if
to
they
know
are
them.
going to have a threesome, they should all go get tested together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
everyone
definite.
get tested.
Super
Yo.
definitely.
You should get tested. You be tested. Maybe it should be with a nurse at the clinic. Just find like a nurse. Be like, yo, guy or girl, whoever you want, do what you want. As long as you don't hurt people. As long as you don't have a herpes outbreak. Then
Right.
I'm
If you are not one of the people that came back from Coachella, now that should be in the screening process. Like, did you go to Coachella 2019?
Yo, that's a real thing. That should be like. So sharing is caring. We all know sharing secrets is the best way to have people know about you. Today's sharing is caring secret is, what was your first kiss like?
It was under a tree. It's maybe why I chose trees.
Was it a tree?
It was under a tree.
Was it a mistletoe tree?
No, it wasn't.
Was it Christmas?
It was the tree in my front yard. It was my
Tree
neighbor.
in your front yard?
Yes.
You
was
know,
my
you know,
neighbor.
I didn't think threesomes were whole shit, but tree in your front yard, bro. We might need to talk after the
I
show.
love nature.
I can't even in your front yard. Yo,
Tree hugger over here.
When Beyonce, what you want about me, wanted to fist her boyfriend's butthole, I was cool with that. But kissing under the tree in your
was
front yard,
assertive. Woo.
sheesh.
Child?
I was like, do what you want, but in your own yard. No, was it like
least I know the
what
territory,
age
right?
were you? What age like do you?
My first kiss, I was young. It wasn't even a tongue kiss. It was like a peck, though.
That's a
Does
kiss.
that count?
I if you think it counts, it counts.
I think I was like 10.
That's cute. Oh, Beyonce, what you want about me? Listen, 10 in your own front yard.
It was my neighbor.
Your name? Okay,
Yes. His name was Russell.
Russ. Okay, we're done. I can't. Even, and Josie, how was your first kiss? What was your first kiss?
I'm trying to remember.
Jeez, you just kissed that many people,
no,
bro?
I don't do that. But I'm just trying to remember because I know it was when I was young.
Yeah.
Probably like 6th grade.
But what was it like? And when I say what was it like, was it exciting? Were you nervous? Here's the
I
thing
was
about
nervous.
first kisses.
I
First
didn't know
kisses
what I was doing. To be
never
honest.
become easier.
No, I didn't know what I was.
I thought we were going to be together forever.
That's so cute though. You know, I've always like
Then
seen
he
guys
dated
who
my
just
friend.
kiss girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russells do that. You know what I'm saying? Just ask Future. So listen. Here's my thing. I've always thought it was interesting when guys just kiss girls because it's so like nervous energy. There's like, how do you just approach that factor?
I was gonna say something with that.
What were you gonna say? Say it. No, we want to hear.
I just feel like guys are more like daring than girls are.
Not always.
Well, that's my experience. There's more guys that are daring.
Like my ex-boyfriend, like I don't know, he had so much respect for me. He didn't want to kiss me. He didn't want to cross boundaries. So like our first kiss was like, it was so awkward. It was like he kissed my cheek, but then he like was like, no, I want to kiss her mouth, and then he like punked out and kissed my forehead. It was weird.
Yeah, was your
your
ex-boyfriend
like,
your father? Like, okay, wait, I don't judge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't judge.
He's just looking at you like,
not my father.
Okay. When you like calling him daddy, was it like dad?
I
Like,
don't call them daddy.
Okay.
That's so weird for me.
Yeah.
Not into it.
Yeah. It's a little.
What about your first kiss?
I thought it was a little awkward. Actually, my first kiss, I was older. So
how old are you?
My first kiss, I was graduating high school.
what?
Wow.
Yeah. I waited. I was a waiter. I was too cool for everything.
So you didn't have a girlfriend?
I was way too cool to have a girlfriend. I was
Oh.
like the cool kid. So not even the cool kid, like the
The
cool
cool
kid who
kids
messed
have.
around.
I'm like
No,
the
no,
cool
no.
kids have relationships.
No, I was
That's
like the
life.
coolest kid. So
I
this
feel
is the
like Martin
concept.
disagrees.
So this is the
Yeah.
concept.
I feel like he's calling your bluff right
Nah,
The
Martin's,
cool kids
I feel
always
like
had
his
relationships, or they
giant
always had
smile
girls.
behind the camera.
Martin's
is like,
giant
yeah,
smiles
okay.
because he thinks that this is why. Growing up, everyone always thought that I was like the one hooking up with people's girls, and I really never
were.
did.
You were
I
on
was
the
not.
low.
I was not.
You were the one
Actually, what it
taking
was
them
is I grew
down.
up with this group of girls.
Don't listen to him. He took them all down.
No, I did not. That's the
them all
thing.
down
I'm actually a very particular human
One by
being.
one.
I'm a particular person in general.
Oh, now you're picky.
I'm a very picky person. You have no idea. I'm extremely picky, and I like only what I like, and I don't care about anything else. So I did not actually kiss a girl until I was like in my senior year, like not even the fall, but in the spring, going a senior year.
So you were about to graduate.
I wasn't about to
were,
graduate,
like,
but I was
dang near
definitely.
grown.
It was definitely. Well, I was very young when I was graduating. I graduated.
Graduated early.
I graduated early. Like I graduated younger than I should have.
That's dope.
So, but it was my senior year, and it was because like going into high school, I was cool, and little girls liked me, and I played ball, and I was doing well in school, and I was just so picky. And then
You played football or basketball?
basketball. So the concept was.
Doesn't make any sense. He plays basketball.
Yeah,
didn't take
nah,
any
I
of
played
them
college.
down.
I didn't
Yeah.
take
It
any.
doesn't make
You don't
any
even
sense.
know.
You were the
Hey,
cool
listen.
kid, basketball player.
That's exactly where Martin Smart comes from,
Like,
because no one
I'm
and
innocent.
it's not about being innocent. I definitely wasn't innocent. I knew too much for my own good. So I have this very particular thing. I will never kiss a girl. I would never kiss a girl that I wouldn't have sex with. And I would
say never.
and it changes a lot of perspective, because I would never have sex with a girl that, in the case, and it doesn't matter just if it's supposed to happen, it happens, right? That's how life works. In the case that she got pregnant, now I got to take this girl home to my parents and be like, hey, mom, hey, dad.
Guess what?
You see mystery
use
meat?
condoms.
That is
I'm like, use condoms.
that is the mother of your grandchild. Condoms, look, condoms are 99.9999%. There's always a 0.0. Life will always find a way. So if it's supposed to be, it'll be.
Well, I mean, I use
who didn't
protection,
even
that's
need
why
you didn't
I'm
even
just
know who
saying.
didn't even need condoms and still got pregnant? The Virgin Mary. Like at this point,
You know what?
all I'm saying is what I'm
did not
saying
just say
is
that.
what I'm saying is life will find a way. So if I get a girl
If it's
pregnant,
meant to be.
I gotta take exactly. So if I find a girl and I take, like, if I kiss her, like, because I've always thought it was disgusting when guys are at the club and just making out with girls. Like, I've always thought that was
Oh, that's
disgusting.
super gross. You're
Like,
just making
I
out
don't
with
even like
random
public
girls you
displays of
just see.
affection, because I think it's disrespectful towards the girl. Because I don't want my guy friends or other guys looking at her as only a sexual creature.
Yeah.
Like if she's in my presence, she has value. So I don't even like it when guys think, oh, some girl's with you, and they're like, oh, you hitting that? Like, that's not
Oh, that's
impressive
gross.
to me
I
at
hate
all.
when guys
Dope.
speak like
I
that.
hate that.
That's good
I
that you're
dislike
like
that
that.
because it's like, if she's in my presence, that means
Be respectful.
She exactly.
Yeah.
She has value. Unless she's a prostitute who works for me, and then I would
Okay,
pimp
that-
girls.
It works
That's
for
a
you?
whole different.
What?
Yo, shit ain't cheap in West Hollywood, all right?
This is a
You
fact.
gotta live, bro.
This is a fact.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
damn.
Listen, you and I pimp out girls differently. You do it on social media. I do it on the corners in these
Wow, you gonna do me like
streets.
that?
Slossing.
You go wow. Not
Slossing.
Slossing?
Slossing.
Wow. Wow.
Slossing.
I thought you were better than that.
Yo.
I thought you was at least gonna have the high profile ones.
No. The high profile ones don't make the good money.
What?
It's quantity. Why are we talking about?
Get you a Black
why
China.
are we talking
No,
about
I'm just
sexual
kidding. I'm just
trafficking?
kidding.
Yo, get you a Black
not.
China. That's so real though. Yo, I heard she was looking for a brand manager. So let's talk about our
Send her to
topic.
me.
Let's discuss our topic. And this week's topic is actually a specific question that I would love to ask, especially Em, whose religion plays a part in your music
Okay.
and in your everyday life.
Facts.
And your religion is?
I'm Christian.
You're very Christian.
I am Christian. I am very Christian.
So you believe Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. And you try to be a God-fearing woman in every way.
On a regular basis.
And there's a whole new trend of millennials who are going, which is why Mosaic and Church Home do so well. There's a trend of younger people who find a truth in religion, and I find that a very worthy thing. But what part does religion play in your relationship? Can you be religious and date in the modern day? And does different religions matter? And this is coming off a show on Hulu, Rami, which portrays a lot of these questions from a Muslim perspective that a lot of Americans were not aware of. So what does religion play in what part does religion play in your relationship? And Josie, are you religious as well?
I'm Catholic. So
That didn't really answer the question. That just kind of defined a religion. So does that? Trust me. I know a lot of Catholic girls that.
Well, yeah,
go
I am.
to
I always
everything
pray
and
after, before I eat.
They're
I
on
always pray.
slossing too. Oh, you pray before you eat. Okay.
That's
Every
good.
time.
That's dope. You
Praying
gotta say
before
your
you eat.
thanks. You have to say thanks.
Sure.
He said, sure.
If I had something to throw at him, no, I'm just kidding.
It depends. It depends. You want to know interesting Persian tradition culturally?
Because you're Persian, right?
Half.
Okay.
So you thank the creator, you thank the universe, or you thank God after you finish eating.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And that's an original form of prayer.
I usually just pray before I eat, and I just say thank you for a good day so far and for another day of living.
Yeah.
So I pray in the morning.
Do you thank God for the bad days?
Yes, and I apologize for my sins throughout the day, every day.
So you feel guilty all the time?
Dope.
No, I'm just, if I said something or if I did something that wasn't right, I just throw it out there. Forgive me for my sins if I have done anything.
I really want to karate chop you.
No.
Real talk, he's so rude. He's
I'm
like,
just
so
asking-
you
Like,
do
oh,
guilty
I'm asking,
every like,
I'm
no.
asking, if we don't ask questions, we will never know. So
I'm like, no.
So-
You're so quick. You're perfect for radio. This
So-
is totally up your alley.
is
I'm just
it?
kidding.
That's how.
To attack everyone, huh?
So
Make him
I'm not
look
attacking
bad,
anyone.
and he
I'm
looks
asking.
better.
Did you feel
I'm just
attacked?
kidding.
Did you feel attacked?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, because I don't want you to feel attacked.
It's a
at
joke.
all.
No.
Relax, breathe.
Should I
It's okay.
should I forgive? Should I ask for forgiveness? Or how does this work? Like, do I ask you or do I
calling me
ask
that I'm
God?
guilty?
How do I justify this in my because if I sinned against someone, I should just ask forgiveness from God and not tell the person. I get it. So listen, what part does religion play in your relationship? And I'm asking this of both of you, the Catholic and the Christian.
Who do you want to go first?
No. This isn't.
Okay.
You both.
Religion plays a very, very big part in my relationship.
So how so?
I'm abstinent.
Sure.
So, what you mean, sure?
No.
Oh, you want to fight?
I'm assuming you're abstinent. However, and it's very interesting to note that in religion, sins play an equal part. So being abstinent and, for example, eating meat on Friday are both an equal sin. But you've chosen abstinence as the sin that you have predisposed yourself to.
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily that eating meat on Friday, because there's a lot of scripture in the Bible that discusses not kind of like worrying about that. Like, that's what Jesus came here for. However, when you have sex, that is the only sin that you commit that's actually against your own body. Like, that's a sin that you commit that's against the temple where the Holy Spirit is supposed to be dwelling, right?
Interesting, because tattoos would also be under that same.
It would.
But whatever. What do I know?
And I'm not perfect.
As a person who's read many.
You know what I'm saying? I actually have tattoos. One of them is a Bible scripture.
That would actually be. By the way, that would be extremely sacrilegious. It would be less sacrilegious if you just had sex. Just to let you know.
Here's the thing.
Sure.
Here's the thing. I was in a different place in my life.
Sure.
And I had a lot of tequila that day.
What was the scripture? Also, by the way, drink anyway. Go on.
And I don't drink or smoke anymore.
I mean, I've never drank or smoked. So, the concept is I don't know where you're coming from, but I'll try my best to assume.
Well, the Bible scripture that I decided to get tattooed on my leg is actually not even the Bible scripture that I thought I got tattooed on my leg. That's what tequila
So what
does.
did you get?
There you go. Perspective.
What did you get?
I mean, I got Proverbs 4:27.
Oh, that's a good one.
And is it though?
Is it?
What is it?
I have no
Please
idea.
Recite.
I'm asking
Let's
you.
open our Bibles.
Yo, let's
So Proverbs 4:27 talks about guarding your heart and not straying to the left or to the right and keeping your foot from evil. It literally says keep your foot from evil, but for some reason I just was feeling very, very Shakespearean and I got keep thy foot from evil. Because that's what you do when you drink.
Because that's the King James version. Yeah, I get it.
It's not. It's not. It is when you're off tequila, though.
But either one would be correct, just to let you know. I don't think people, technically speaking,
in the Bible, but
technically speaking, none of it's in the Bible. None of it was written in English. I know people think Jesus was white and he spoke English, but he did not.
I don't agree with that.
So unless you speak Hebrew or Aramaic,
and I understand.
Or Farsi.
And there is a whole lot of I wouldn't say contradiction, but questions as far as the Dead Sea Scrolls and the texts that were selected for the Bible. Well, we could go down that route, but we don't have to do that.
We don't have to do that. Because that's not in your relationship. What is in your relationship is the fact that religion plays a huge part.
It does.
So besides being abstinent, what else?
I don't curse. And I just try, I have to date somebody that loves God. If you don't love God, it's a dub. There's no.
But what if the person is a different religion?
We're not gonna be. There's gonna be certain,
of equal yoke.
Yeah, of equal yoke. We're not gonna see the same perspective on things, and our core values might be kind of in alignment, but there probably will be some differences.
Interesting.
And core values is a major part of my relationship.
Sure. So what are these core values that you speak of?
I mean,
loving people, trying to be a good person.
You got to keep God first.
Keeping God first.
You have to be a person of integrity and character.
Integrity and character. Yeah. Sounds like you're Muslim. Actually, sounds like you're Jewish right now. Actually, if I think about it, the way you're so calm, you might be Buddhist.
I might be.
These core values are so. Oh wow. They carry themselves.
You didn't. Okay, so you're gonna go off my top. What was that? 3?
I'm just listening. What else is a core value? What else is a core value that separates you?
You have to love Jesus.
Sure.
Okay, and you have to keep Jesus first, and you have to be in your word.
How is this different than?
You have to be a prayer warrior. And
where are we still different than Muslims, by the way?
I mean, okay, so here's another thing. Muslims, well, not saying all, because I'm not going to say that I know everything about every religion.
Sure, Muslims
but I have
will blow
studied
up planes?
Multiple religions.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I know
I have family that are Nation of Islam Muslim.
Sure, but that's a very different, that's a sect of Islam.
But from what I understand, and please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, they don't really believe in any modern day prophets.
So you're
wrong.
You're wrong.
Am I wrong?
Technically speaking, who's a modern day prophet in your opinion? Because if they believe in Muhammad is a modern day prophet.
Okay, so let's talk about today. Do they think that prophets still exist today?
Do you?
I do.
So who are the prophets that exist today?
I feel like there's a lot of prophets that exist today.
Sure. Is that your personal belief or is that a religious context?
It's my personal experience.
Is that a religious context?
Yeah.
So
God, that's one of the spiritual gifts in the Bible. From what I understand, that's not a Muslim thing. I don't think that the Holy Spirit is kind of like a big thing in Muslim religions, and they don't believe in having the gifts of the Holy Spirit. Am I wrong or am I right?
You would technically be wrong. So the basic difference of the tenet of Islam
but I know Nation
and
of Islam
Christianity, and actually the Nation of Islam, so your family members probably aren't Farrakhan. So the concept that I'm going to go with are the fact that I'm going to go with the fact that so Jesus in Christianity is also God. Yes. Himself.
Yes.
In Islam, Jesus is, by the way, a very high prophet. People don't realize that. He's actually he's the highest, if not only possibly corroborated by Muhammad as the highest prophet. So there's a huge appreciation as well, just that Jesus isn't God himself. That's the only differentiation in those manners.
But question is,
sure,
do Muslims believe in the gifts of the Holy Spirit?
Which would be what?
A prophecy, the gift of speaking in tongues, the gift of interpretation of tongues, distinguishing of spirits. I mean, there's a lot of them.
So all of the things that Muhammad did and was then therefore ascribed a prophet. So that's why.
Currently today that can be.
So that's a discrepancy in religion, but we won't get into a religious discussion. What we will get into is, because everyone has an opinion on religion, but technically speaking, religion authority, unless you're the Pope, you can't really denote those things, which is why Catholicism is so specifically finite. How much does religion play in your religion?
I want you to answer my question.
Sure. I mean, we'll get into that after the show. After the show, I'm sure we'll have debates, and we'll just debate all the time.
It's just a
and
fact.
We'll have conversations, and we'll go on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem.
It's a yes or no question. Do Muslims believe that the Holy Spirit can distribute the gifts of the Holy Spirit among people in this current generation?
Here's the thing that you have to understand about the nature of God. God doesn't believe or disbelieve anything about.
I'm asking you.
I mean, God, within the number one tenet is within God, all things are possible. So
there we go.
All things are possible.
Can we have 5? Okay, but that's not what I asked you. Technically, great at eluding questions.
Well, the question you're asking is not as easy and clear cut, because the name Holy Spirit is the name you're looking for, and it wouldn't be that. It would just simply be God. So that's the only difference.
But no, it wouldn't be.
It would be, because guess who's also
there's the Trinity
in Nation of Islam, for example. The concept of Farrakhan is that he's bestowed with the knowledge from God. So there are things that you would just change the words, and that's a big problem between Christianity and and Islam and Judaism, is people using the same word or different words for the same concept causes confusion. A lot of Christians get hung up, especially in the United States. They'll be like, oh, the Muslims worship Allah. Well, I don't know if people know this or not, but in America, but in the Middle East, people don't really speak English. So the word Allah simply just means God. There is so if you're a Christian and happen to be in the Middle East, you would also use the word Allah, which happens all the time. In fact, if you're Jewish and in the Middle East, Yemeni, any Sephardic Judaism that exists, they also use the word Allah. Yeah. So that's the little things that people don't realize. It's little things that happen all the time. Anyway,
and I agree.
In your relationship, obviously, it would play a big part.
Definitely.
Josie, in your relationship, would it play a big part?
He's like that.
How does it work in your relationship?
Well, I don't know if it'll play a big part just because I'm Catholic. So obviously, if they pray for the devil, then that's a whole different story. I'm definitely not doing that.
Unless it works, because then,
no,
like if you pray to the devil, but like we live in the hills, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
what was that?
Like I might have to, I mean, it's LA. I don't know if I'll find any virgins, but we can kill M. We can sacrifice M.
Wow.
So
wow.
Yeah. So please continue.
I'm happy I know more than you.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but then at the same time, it's like you still have that presence of that negativity, and I don't want that presence. I want
negativity.
I just want positivity,
sure.
Good things, because I do have family that they do pray for.
To the Satan?
Yes.
Okay, because they're into Santeria?
And it's just when I walk in their houses, it's like, oh.
They practice Santeria?
I can't do it. They have like a little, I don't even know what it is, on the corner, and then they put like candies and stuff, and like they feed it.
Altars.
I don't know.
Do they live in nice places?
No, but they have a nice house.
They're praying wrong. We need them. Listen, they need to let us know.
Their house is beautiful. They have 2 houses, and it's really pretty. The area is not the best of the best, but that's the only thing I know. Right? He's like what is?
He's losing attention. We're not. We're not entertaining him.
No, you are. I'm listening to the concepts of
just like a man, eyes wandering. I'm just kidding.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't Jesus. So if you. So let's ask about this. Can you be religious and date in the modern day?
It's hard.
How difficult? How so?
Because most people don't have an anchor. Most people don't have core values that they are aware of. Most people have identity issues. Most people don't even know who they are. So
Most people don't know themselves.
Most people, yeah, I think this generation definitely has identity issues. So if you're trying to date people that don't know themselves, haven't grounded themselves in anything, like, yeah. So I feel like there's so much confusion, there's so much distraction, and most people don't have like a moral compass these days.
And you do.
I do. Sorry. I know you like.
You know what else is a sin?
What?
Thou shalt not judge. That's actually higher
I'm
than
not-
sex.
I'm not-
Here's the thing about that. I don't
I'm
write
not
the rules.
judgmental.
I don't write the rules. I don't write the rules. I just read them.
I am observant.
I just read them.
I'm observant.
I don't write the
Are you
rules.
saying that I'm wrong?
No, I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm simply
Would you say-
stating a fact.
Would you say that this generation has identity issues?
I think that every generation has had their problems throughout historical time, and
You're
that
not
it's easy
answering
to
the question.
say this generation has identity issues. Well, the last generation had financial issues, and the generation before that had war issues. And when you place them together, you understand the pathology of sociological identity. So, anthropologically speaking, humanity is running its course.
Can I confine you to a yes or no? Would you say that this generation has identity issues?
More so or less than any other
Yes.
generation? No.
No?
I think Gen X was just as lost, Gen Y was lost, and Gen Z is still in the same place. There's no difference. So at the time, X was, this is it, it's over. And then Gen Y came and was like, oh, Y2K, the world's gonna be over. And now, because the past will always look bright, the future will always look bleak, and the present will always look damnation.
So I have another question. So do you think that it's possible, maybe, that in the digital age and with the influence of social media, that people are having a harder time finding out who they really are?
I think that the world is a small place after all, and it's easy to go to a restaurant and order when there's only 3 things on the menu as opposed to 30. And now you're coming into a world that has 30 things on the menu. But the world has not changed. There was this picture that's iconic where all these people were on the phone on a train. Everyone's on their phone. But if you look at a picture from the 1930s, everyone would just simply be in a newspaper. Technology will always advance and the world will always go on with or without your condemnation. So the concept is we just become adjusted within the world that we live in today.
Yes.
So real problems isn't the identity, in my opinion. A real problem would be pollution or, the Arctic ice melts. Those are real problems. But with humanity, the bigger problem isn't where we are now. It's where we will be tomorrow.
So your answer is yes or no?
My answer would be no.
So we are not having identity issues
No.
that could be possibly social media, digital age?
I'm not saying social media doesn't have any causation. What I'm saying is that the outcome, if it wasn't social media, trust me, we would have found another outlet to do the same thing. So let's not look at Atari when it came out and be like, Pac-Man was so fun. When Pac-Man came out, it was the devil leading kids to distraction. We're ruining kids are not.
So you don't think that
ended up just
social media is causing more self-hate?
I don't know, brand manager. What I think is that the concept is that people found a way to hate themselves before. I would say that more than social media, commercials. More than commercials, good-looking people. Like people will find a way to hate.
But in a way, it's more accessible now because now we're on our phones, which is addictive.
Sure.
And there's tons of statistics saying that this
And studies, yeah.
Yes.
Harvard did a study. Harvard.
that you want to fight again. Where's my glasses? I throw them at you. No, I'm just kidding. I like my glasses. I don't want to break them.
When they fell down, you felt some type of way.
Maybe.
Yeah, a little.
But really, and then you're not even see how you do me. See, you're totally not into this.
No,
question.
no. I'm very much.
We can move
into
on to your question.
No. Well, I'm done with questions. I just wanted to.
Okay.
Because we have run out of time, and I feel like we could talk about this forever. I don't know if you could ever be with someone who's not of your own religion.
It's not my preference.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing about God, how they place things within you, and you don't ever get to know if that's actually how it should end up or not.
And I feel like that's how that works.
I know, because, oftentimes God chooses, especially in the Bible, chooses the people who you think are the ill-equipped for a job to do the job. Noah was a drunkard. I mean, it goes down the list. And
Yeah,
anyway,
but then you look at Samson and Delilah, and that was the downfall. She took all his strength. She
Did-
chopped his hair off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His whole purpose in life was
That's
ruined.
Old Testament. You're in the New Testament.
What do you mean?
So you're talking about
so
the
now we're gonna
Torah,
confine these
and you
to
need to go to
Testaments.
the Bible.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
What Catholic? And how would you date someone of a different religion
I think so.
other
yeah.
than
I
satanic?
think so. Well, yeah,
As long
obviously.
as you're not a demon, I'm good.
Well, too bad you guys
yeah,
live in
but then
LA.
at the same-
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Right.
We will get into so much more. I'm sure we would love to have you back on the show. Each and every week, we do pick Imperfect Gentleman of the Week, someone who embodies the characteristics of an imperfect gentleman. And this week is John Singleton, director of Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, Higher Learning, the youngest director ever nominated for an Academy Award. This person, of course, John Singleton, succumbed to a stroke at the age of 51 and lost his life. But his legacy will live on forever. So, John Singleton, you are the Imperfect Gentleman of the Week. Post or pre-mortem, you have always done it. Where can people find you if you want to be found, and where are your newest projects?
You can find me on Instagram at Emee Music, EMEE Music. And I have a project coming out probably around September, October called Radical Departure, which will be available on all platforms. And I have an untitled summer project coming out by August.
Oh, excellent. And then Joe's?
And then me, you can find me on Instagram at Ms. Gotti. So it's MISSGODTTI_. But usually you'll just see me more doing music videos or photo shoots. That's basically what
Because you're big time. You'll see me be more. Yeah, I get it.
Well, because I'm always working.
That's what's
so
up. Always.
I do
Okay,
it.
calm down.
I am. I always try to work as much as I can because I have goals and I want to reach them.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We'll definitely look forward to your projects. Of course, you can find us at Imperfect G Show and find me. I'm the impeccable, impenetrable Teron Von Gossery. Find me at I Am Teron because literally I am Teron all across the board. And Mr. George Corey, I'm alongside Mr. George Corey. That's KHOURI. We are Imperfect Gentlemen. Remember, nobody's perfect but us. We will see you guys next week. Same Imperfect Gentleman time, same Imperfect Gentleman channel. Martin on the board.